how many of you know the word confusion? Just raise your hands. Super. And how many of you right now in this room are not confused? Now that's a dicey one, I know. Because when we talk about confusion, we really don't know what's going inside us. That is to be called as confusion or not. So let me introduce who I am. Can we get the presentation, please? So the first thing first is, why am I here? My entire journey over the years that I am right now has been graced by confusion. And I can't thank enough that I never took confusion to be a limiting factor. So, talking about me, I started to believe when you're in school that I want to be a pilot because I wanted to rise high in my life. And the easiest way to rise high is to fly. So wanting to be a pilot was a very short-lived dream for me because soon I realized teens hit it. And when you are into your teens, you happen to argue and you want to get logic to everything. And then my dad most often used to say, you know, you will be a lawyer. You want answers for everything. You will be a lawyer. And I said, oh, that's an easy career option. Why not? If it's coming naturally, why not? But then when I wanted to pursue law, Dad said, that's not a good career for females. And that was my first betrayal. I was so sorted. I said, I know I argue well, so I'm going to become a lawyer. Now Dad says it's not a good career for women. So where do we go from here? And then I was in that area of life when I saw Barkha Dutt, putting the mic on and the screens are on and the lights are on. I said, you know what? I want to be a newsreader. Now, wanting to be a newsreader, shifting from doing commerce with maths and trying to understand how to get into this mass comm area, I understood that the easiest way is to crack your MBA or SNAP. So I clear my SNAP, and I can't name the place, but I'm getting admission in Pune. Now, when I go for group discussion to Pune, I realize this is going to be a very limiting life. Hostel to classroom, classroom to hostel, and Sundays only movies. Do I want that for my life? No. I said that I come back, I better study in Chandigarh, do my mass comm, and do internships while I'm studying so that I know better after my graduation what do I want. So I worked with 8 media houses during my 3 years of graduation, just with the hope that I would not be confused after my graduation is done. And as God had planned, after my graduation, I was still, I'm glad you're with me. Yeah. Now, after doing that, I realized, when you go into university time and everything looks so nice when the lecturer is teaching you and the professor is talking about reporting and being the first one on the lead and stuff like that, when I went out of my department and the first job I got and I had to go with the crime beat and the kind of scene that I saw, I said, this is not me. I can't sit here and see the crime scene and see the police and the inquiries and stuff like that. I said, this is not me. So I went back and I said, I'll do advertising. Because when you do mass comm, you're trained to do a lot of stuff, right? So I went into advertising agency. I did my gig in PR agency. I went to Noida to work for 3 months, came back, started a t-shirt brand, worked as a social enterprise, did everything just to know what I want. And the best part is, post-graduation is done, 9 jobs are done, and I'm still? I'm so happy you're with me still. Okay, so my only takeaway today with you all would be to keep you? I'm so happy with you all. Now, why am I talking about it? Tell me if I'm wrong in saying, when your parents plan to have a family, aren't they confused? Ab kare, ek saal ruk ke kare, job pakki ho jaye tab kare? Yeah. Yes? All right. Once the mother conceives, what is the confusion? Ladka ho jaye, ladki ho jaye. Now, when you're out of the womb, what is the confusion? कौन से स्कूल में डाले? फिर जब आपकी स्कूल में एडमिशन हो जाती है, अब कौन सी कंफ्यूजन है? बेटा खेलना पसंद है कि पढ़ना पसंद है? अब जब खेलना पढ़ने के आंसर करते हो, फिर आपके पास ऑप्शन आ जाते हैं टू टेक योर हायर स्ट्रीम 11th and 12th. मेडिकल पसंद है, नॉन मेडिकल पसंद है कि कॉमर्स पसंद है? अब कॉमर्स और मेडिकल और नॉन मेडिकल से बेचारे निकले ही थे, कौन सी कॉलेज में जाओगे? अब कॉलेज खाली आपके हाथ में नहीं है, आपके स्कोर के हाथ में भी है, राइट? प्लस जब आप यूनिवर्सिटी जा रहे होते हो तो पूछते हैं कौन सी स्पेशलाइजेशन करोगे. जब नौकरी पे जाते हो तो बोलते हैं पता है क्या, बॉस की नहीं सुनी जाती, बिजनेस करूंगा अपना, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप करूंगा या करूंगी, whatever. Nowhere in your story till the end you're sorted. You keep playing with ideas. And when I'm talking about you keep playing, means it's an ongoing process, which is not to be avoided but to be rejoiced. So let's talk about, what do you want today from me? Do you want freedom from confusion, or do you want formula of confusion? Choose one. Clever guys. All right. Anybody who needs freedom from confusion? Anyone? The daredevil. I have a way. Oh, I have one. Okay. Very good. Thank you. I have two people. All right, in the crowd. So let me start with these two first, okay? We're going to get them freedom. Okay. So let's talk about freedom. Do you all recognize this? Why does a heartbeat go erratically up, down, 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 up, down? Do you know the reason? What is the reason? Come again? Oh, that's a tough one. I wish I studied medical. The only simplest way of a dancer to talk about heart would be, is the kind of energy levels your body needs, your heart responds to it. That's why we say, what is your heart rate today? Where if you're excited to something, what does your heart do? It becomes excited. If you're really low, how does your heart rate go? Low. Yeah. So this is the other thing that I want you to see, if you know. What is it? Okay. Do we have one part or two? Right side is for? Left. Okay, left side, and left is for the right hand, yes. But right side is for the creativity and the left one is for logic. Staying together under one roof called the brain, right? The only way to get freedom from confusion is stop living. Stop living. No options, no choices, no adjustments. And the second easiest way would be get a brain surgery. Stay with one side of your brain. If you're logical, stay logical. If you're creative, stay creative. Confusion will not make its way to you. How many of you can manage one of these solutions? Oh, okay. All right, then we have to go to the formula of confusion, right? So when we talk about formula, we all are made up of 4 elements: air, water, earth, and fire. Now, when we are made of all these 4 elements, why not use it to a benefit? And that's how you start sorting confusion in your life. This is the wiring of our head. You know, our brain is always in that electromagnetic functioning, and it's always getting 60,000 thoughts per day. I don't know how many of you are processing each day on an average, but we're going to understand how do you figure this out. So let's understand airing your confusion first. So दुनिया में बहुत thoughts हैं और वो आपके mind तक आ सकते हैं. Is it right or wrong? 60,000 thoughts में से how many of you think positive and how many of you think negative? अगर 5 thoughts positive आए और 2 thoughts negative आए, 80% of the day goes in processing the negative, and 5 positive thoughts are given, कोई नहीं सौतेला बच्चा है, आते रहते हैं, right? So understand that the supply of thought is going to be always more than the demand of the thought. So it is training your memory muscle to understand how you're going to function when thoughts come to me. When I feel stressed, do I sit there and keep thinking about my stress, or I go and just hug somebody and change my vibration? So it's how clever you get understanding the supply and the demand of thought processes. The second is, जब तक right और left brain इकट्ठा रहेगा, choice तो बाबा बनी रहेगी. So you need to understand these are choices. It's not confusion. These are possibilities. These are not stopping blocks for you. Only and only if you don't want to talk about growing yourself, you feel frustrated, you get anxiety, you get depression, you feel stuck. So let's understand the third thing, which is very important, is it activates your intelligence. The moment there are 60,000 thoughts and you're choosing those 5 top thoughts, what are you doing? You're activating your intelligence. आपको ब्रश करते वक्त कंफ्यूजन है? आपको खाते वक्त कंफ्यूजन है ना? आप ज़्यादा तो नहीं खा लिया, और उसको भी 20 मिनट लगता है ब्रेन को बताने में कि खा लिया. You're living in such a complicated world, right? You got to understand how your body is operating so that you can start working with it and not work against it, right? The next is, it's a creative adventure. Once you know where does Italy exist, would you book a ticket? And if you don't know if Italy even exists, would you book a ticket? No awareness means no choices. No choices means redundancy, right? And the next is act and adapt, which means whenever you get a thought, act over it. And the last is stay in the gray area, not in the black or the white area. The next one, which is very, very important, is earth your confusion. Earth your confusion says the moment you get the first confusion in hand, write the pros and the cons. The second choice, write the pros and the cons. And the third choice, should I go to Andaman? Should I go to Goa? Should I go to Bangkok? I knew that. Yeah. That depends on the resources you have and the pros and cons that you have, right? The third thing is check the signs and the patterns. The pattern is कि गोवा का ट्रिप में जाऊंगा तो जल्दी पैसे रिकवर हो जाएंगे, बैंकॉक जाऊंगा तो शायद लोन लेना पड़ जाएगा, एंड अगर अंडमान चले जाता हूं तो मे बी मैं उतनी पार्टी ना कर सकूं बट बीच मिल जाएगी, right? So until and unless you don't learn the pattern, you will always stay confused how to process it. And the last one is sync with your motivation. My motivation in life is to move. Whether it is through dancing, whether it's while talking, intellectual movement, whether it's physical movement, whether it's emotional movement, mental health, whether it is psychological movement or occupational movement. Once I know my motivation, that takes me to the next part, which is get your central vision. Means, what are your thoughts? Know what's your central vision in life. My central vision is respect, love, candor, potency, happiness. So any decision I make, I check these 5 baselines for myself. If that is met in any decision, I will do it. If 2 are missing, I will do it. If 3 are missing or 4 are missing, I am not going to do it. So the next thing is, once you decide that you're going to Bangkok, start taking steps towards it. Start booking your ticket. See the cheapest tickets available because you're planning it right. Then see, you want to do Airbnb, hotel, or you want to go and stay with a friend. So when you start planning and purposefully put initiatives into your plans, it's unlikely you would fail. Unlikely. I've not seen anybody failing with this process so far. The next one is ask and enhance. Not necessarily you know everything by yourself. So the easiest thing is go and ask people. Can you help me book the best price ticket? Can you help me know if you have a friend who stays in Bangkok? Do you know somebody who can come and pick me from the airport because this is my first solo trip? It's never bad to ask for mentors in life. And try to choose mentors who can really help you be progressive. The last, embrace confusion as possibilities. Now let's go to the last part, which is fire your confusion. Now how do you fire your confusion? You celebrate your small goals. In Bangkok, what would be your small goal? Getting approval from? In your life, mom and dad. Yeah. In your life still? Okay, very good. Yeah. So you need to first make the small goals happen, which says, yes, mama, papa are comfortable with it. My workspace is happy without me because I've designed everything, I've structured everything. Then I know that, okay, when I go out, my finances are going to be coming from this passive side, so I may not stress out of it. So this means recognizing your small goals and start achieving them. The next one is build an ecosystem of people who support you when you take such decisions. If I say I want to go for a vacation, I should know that people have seen me working hard, and they are the ones who are real mentors around you, and they say, you deserve one, yeah, go for it. I'll take care of it. Or you have good people in your ecosystem who say, don't worry, I'll figure it out. You go. Now that is the kind of homework you have to start on your daily basis when it comes to confusion. Not just have social media friends, but have real friends in your life who can stand by you, real mentors who can stand by you. And the last one is endure, engage, embrace. Whenever confusion comes, gets excited. Aajo. Choices, aajo. Possibilities, aajo. मेरे को आता है तुम्हारे साथ कैसे खेलना है. Once you build that attitude in your life, take it as a promise from me, you're not going to fail ever, ever, ever in your life. Thank you. Have a great day.